Hello and welcome everybody to Star-Crossed Gamers. I am Johnny, writer and content podcast creator. Uh, and with me, as always, is my good friend Baron J67. Baron,
What
how you
up?
doing?
Man, you know what? I gotta be honest. Even though I'm tired, I'm still riding a high from this weekend. I was on Twitch's front page, on their banner headline under the Indigenous Peoples Day uh, Twitch event. Shout out to Asa Green River, Noah Watts, Lexi Graves, Shannon Baker, Miranda Dew. These are all folks who are in different aspects of the gaming industry that are also indigenous, and it's pretty cool that ASA set up something along with Twitch to spotlight the people, especially during this time. And a lot of things were discussed, everything from the missing women and children to the boarding schools. It just there was a lot discussed in a small bit of time, but it's just good to see the spotlight, to see that situation properly spotlighted and everybody to get a proper for their voices to be heard, and the whole diaspora of indigenous people, everybody from mixed, enrolled, not enrolled, and just a wide range of folks, and that's some dope stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a good stream. I checked it out, and I don't know where anybody would go to see that archived, but uh, if you know, plug
Oh
that.
yeah. If you guys, I believe it's going to be under Borderline Entertainment, twitch.tv / Borderline Entertainment, and that's Ace's channel. Make sure to drop Asa Green River. Make sure to drop a follow and keep in touch with him. He's really spearheading the indigenous movement in the Twitch content creator space. Like it's pretty dope to see, and it's been a lot of movement, and I'm glad I'm able to be a part of it. And shout out to Asa.
Absolutely. So yeah, even though they get sponsored, we are not. So
Right.
uh, let's move on.
Right. No, let me stop.
Oh, oh my gosh, there'll come a time when we do have to say that,
Right.
like in a non-joking fashion, of course.
And
And
it's gonna be really funny. I can't wait because I would love to get paid.
from what I see, they do let you have fun with it. So they're not one of those companies that make you read directly from the script and just deadpan it.
I'd want to be in one of their
So
commercials, where like you're all interviewing the different monsters or different heroes. Like I truly would love to be a part of that.
oh gosh, well, we can hope, when level one, well, we'll get there one day, I'm sure. Um, but when it comes to new content, well, I don't, are they pumping out anything new over there? I don't know. But
I don't know.
anyways,
I don't follow it
uh,
that heavy.
me either. Um, a game that is coming out soon, and I know you've been
Yes.
playing a whole bunch,
Yes.
is Battlefield 2024. Oh, I'm sorry,
20
42.
42. You know what? Okay. I will say this. Even though I had fun with the beta, I'm a firm believer that this game needs to be delayed.
Is that
Um,
so?
yeah. Now, I don't know much about game development. I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend. I'm not even gonna play that game. What's up, Fame? We got Fame. We got Flameser. What up, everybody? I appreciate you guys, and all those who are here. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe and share it out. We're on the road to 1,000, and we create content just about every day of the week. And I'll give that whole spiel a little later. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the beta ended yesterday. I want to say it ended midnight yesterday. because I tried to play it a little earlier just to get some final thoughts, and it wouldn't even let me boot it up. It did on Xbox. It did that whole "Do you own this software?" Um, but back to the issue of the game. And what's up, Ant? What's up, Nice? Um, but yes, so the beta. I'm gonna start with the negatives, okay? Because from what I experienced, I believe these are things that can be fixed, especially with the game being made by Dice EA. There's enough money and manpower behind that in order to fix that to make it to where it's not as big of an issue. There was a lot of popping. I believe the term is artifacts were showing. I'm not, once again, I am not a technical guy. The jargon is really not there for me, but I will say that a lot of lighting issues, like it would always, like trees would look like they're in and out and disappearing and casting bigger shadows or no shadows, or like the lighting would just be super awkward, and I didn't record any of it. Let me just go back to that. So I had a bunch of cool moments, and on Xbox, usually you can do a quick capture and share. You can do screenshot, record the previous whatever. Well, you couldn't. I couldn't do any of that with that game. It was, I don't. I hope I didn't mess up anything with my Xbox, but it seemed to have been locked on my Xbox to where I could not do any of that. And it was a bit of a it was kind of jarring. Like I legit was going into the menus. I was like, dang, because I would land some killer snipes, some killer headshots. The gameplay was bad. It feels like COD with Battlefield maps. And that was a very, that was a strange thing. Like I didn't feel like there was much bullet drops with my sniper. Like I'm used to having to adjust heavily my scope, change the distance on my rifle, drop bullets, like the bullet drop was kind of there. Oh, okay, Boston Gamer. Devs have said it was an old build that we played, but makes you wonder why they gave us an old build to test and play. That is another good point. I God. Okay.
We're getting them
The
started.
Yeah, okay. So I hate the fact, like, marking. That's a huge thing for me. I like Battlefield, and shout out to Hustle because Hustle made a solid point today on the Iron Lords podcast. Much love to them. He made a solid point. He said, paraphrasing, I like Battlefield because you get points and scored for assisting. Like your aid and you playing support means something in that game. It's not just something to help the team. Not only is it something to help the team, but it is something you get rewarded for. You get mad points. Tier. I've been top 5 players often in a conquest match from simply reviving, healing, fixing barricades, repairing vehicles, refilling people's ammo. Like that alone, if you do it well enough, you could seriously get top tier points. And what up, kiddo? Mr. Doja. What's good, man? But yeah, so that's what always separated Battlefield. Now, going back to the point I was making, the marking, I felt like it did not work. I felt like it did not work at all. I couldn't, I was like, thought I was team leader. I couldn't even tell if there was even team leaders, which once again, all of these things matter because the team leader, you get a party of 5 people, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 people, and you are a unit or whatever you want to call it, squad. There you go, that's the term, and you get to actually like direct people. So like, hey, you'll be like, hey, squad, go and attack A, and if your squad attacks A, everybody gets bonus points for completing an objective. So once again, all these little things are always what made Battlefield stand out. Um, that felt like it was missing. Maybe wasn't doing it right. Maybe I had no, but there was no clear direction. I didn't get, hey, this is what you do. Hey, welcome to the beta. Click this to do this. Click that. It took me 2 matches to figure out how to adjust my weapons attachments. I didn't know that it was a in combat button to press. It was left bumper on the Xbox. That's what I played it on. It was left bumper, and that gave you a little menu, and you got to adjust your weapons on the fly. So you'd be like, if you guys know me, I'm usually running around with a sniper rifle or a DMR. So I'm running around with a DMR and I'm hot swapping between scopes depending on how far I want to shoot or engage. If I'm getting up tight, I'll switch back to the iron sights. And it's a cool mechanic, but the problem for me was I didn't know about it until a few matches in. So that was a bit of a problem for me. Now, I so the menu the menu wasn't popping up right. Like every time I went to go adjust my controller, I didn't the controller map, the button maps didn't pop up in the menu. It would be like it would show you what you're picking. Like it would tell you like, oh, you're picking traditional or you're picking whatever. Like it had some odd names. But me, I started using the right analog stick to slide and duck. So I'm just trying to switch to that, and I had no clear idea of how to do it. So there was no clear direction, and then there was no button map. I don't know if anybody else who played had that issue. Usually when you go into the settings and you click on controller, there is a actual controller that pops up of whatever console you're playing on, and it points to where all the buttons are and what they do. That was nowhere on my menu unless I had no idea what I was doing, which is a strong possibility. I'm not even going to sit here and act like I was just an absolute genius. But first off, it shouldn't take a genius to find where the button maps are. Period. Like, Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't believe you are now.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm on my soapbox now. So these are all things, but on a slight positive note, these are all very fixable things. But like Boston Gamer said, the problem with that is, why would you give us a build like that? What are you telling us? Like, what are we looking at here? Where that is, you felt confident enough to lead with that build. And then you had the I'm mad they didn't bring back Commander mode. This is a personal gripe. I like Commander mode. I'm a weirdo who will seriously sit and play Commander in Battlefield 4 for hours on end. Will never touch the battlefield. And I have no issues doing that. I think it's a cool aspect, and it makes a big difference because having a good commander can make all the difference in a map, in a mission, or in an objective, especially when you're playing Conquest or like me, I usually play Conquest or Rush. I don't remember if the commander was in Rush, but I know for sure he was in. You could play the commander in Conquest, and it made all the difference in the world being able to boost a squad's respawn, especially if they're trying to hold down a fortification and nobody's nearby them, or being able to drop supplies, or being able to somebody who's far off from where you need them, um, being able to drop them a vehicle to get them where you need them, or be able to drop artillery, or drop missiles. Like there's a bunch of stuff you could do, and you would think, especially with the way technology works now in comparison to the time of Battlefield 4, everything is eye in the sky. Like you should they could have called it AI mode, whatever. They could have came up with a whole gimmick behind it. Like you're in one of those freaking frigates in the sky. Like, ooh, there's a billion things that could have came up with to sell that situation. But like, okay, Anthony just said when they say there's no newer build, it's just PR so you don't cancel pre-orders. Um, yes, I think okay, so all games, in my opinion, do the whole pre-order farm, right? Like, oh, hey, we're trying to do everything we can to get as many pre-orders. That's how we show our stock people, people who are investors. That's how we show them our numbers. That's how we show the hype behind the game. Da 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 da. Pre-sale numbers, this and that, right? Um, I wouldn't be shocked, like I've heard a few other people say, that this ends up on Game Pass pretty soon. I think they were seriously testing the waters this time around, and it played out. It played out kind of bad, and I don't. I wonder, did they think this was gonna, like, people were just gonna be praising it? Like, that's what I'm confused about. Like, did they honestly believe this was gonna go over well? And they didn't call it an alpha; they called it a beta. Um, and I mean, I'm glad they did open beta, because if they would have did a closed beta on this run, that would have been kind of awkward. But dude, seriously, 1,000%, it just has to be delayed. The
Yeah.
visuals, I mean, my head was hurting. The I was locking onto ships with my anti-aircraft rockets, and they would all of a sudden start hopping and skipping like an iPhone during an Apple conference. Like it just it was bad, dude. And I wish I had gameplay. I didn't capture it because I was a little nervous, because I couldn't even capture in-game clips on my Xbox. Like my Xbox did not allow me to record any moments. I don't know if I broke my Xbox in a weird way or anything like that. And if anybody else played on Xbox, let me know if you guys had that issue too. Um, and I wasn't too confident. I could have did it, but I was like, let me just, if my Xbox not gonna do it, I'm not gonna risk anything else capturing gameplay, which probably wasn't a viable issue or wasn't a big deal. But I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, not being able to get it directly from the source of my Xbox.
Did you try the classic method of Xbox record that?
Oh, funny enough, I don't have my connected. I have it. I just don't have it.
He's
I have it
it's
connected.
like Aang. When you needed it most, it vanished.
Oh God! And then the glitches attacked. But
Oh,
oh Jesus, that shows greatness. But no,
see,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna throw in my little 2 cents here. Dice, uh, famously, or I would rather say infamously, they were in charge of the two EA Battlefronts,
Mm,
and they got it pretty cushy over there. They put out, I would say, mediocre work, as someone looking at it from a Star Wars perspective rather than a Battlefield one. And I would just think maybe they're off their game returning to Battlefield.
that could be it. I mean, when you're working with a huge franchise such as Star Wars, and Star Wars is one of those franchises that's going to sell just on name alone. So yeah, I could totally see them dice getting cushy and now bouncing back to Battlefield and feeling a little off. And maybe that's why they leaned in so heavily to the whole personalized server and game mode thing. Like, well, let's just give them the assets and let them create. I hope I'm once again. These are all just shooting low situations. Like I'm literally just talking mess in that sense. But Anthony made a good point. The beta had some kind of effect like motion blur or something, consistently giving me a headache or kind of feel disoriented. Yeah, it was weird. Like I turned motion blur all the way off. I usually do that anyway, but I like felt super obligated to. Normally I do it just to feel like I have an edge when I'm shooting, but I did it out of necessity because it was jarring. And then like um parachutes not disappearing after you pop them. The ranger mechanic, it's not tight enough. So the ranger is the little robotic dogs that you get to bring in. It's dope as a scout because like you're creeping through the bush or whatever, and then your ranger will lock in and start shooting at somebody and give away somebody's position, whether you've seen them or not, which is a dope thing. So it's hard for somebody to sneak up on you. But in terms of like, they made it seem like you got to totally control it, but it didn't truly feel that way. I felt like it was just there as like that NPC, and you kind of just hope it does what it's supposed to. Um,
Hmm.
I'll what are the negatives? The planes, that was super weird. Like seeing them disappear, pop in and out, do cartwheels, all type of wild, crazy, topsy turvy stuff. And I'm like, I wonder. I didn't fly any vehicles, so I don't know how it looked. Like it, I don't know if that's exactly how it looked to the person flying it, and if it did, I apologize. I am so sorry, and I hope you didn't get motion sickness playing this dang game because you would literally see ships doing, like planes and stuff doing, or jets, all of a sudden look like they're in Thriller, like just start tail spinning out of nowhere and then like fall off the map and come back, and anti-air rockets will like lock on, and then it just it was super, it was weird. And then like the range of stuff, like sometimes the rockets would lock, you'd be able to lock onto them, sometimes you wouldn't. I would have to aim up, like get them almost out of my scope in order to lock onto them. Just weird stuff that didn't make no sense for a game that's supposed to come out. First off, it was supposed to release. Let me see. When was the original release date? Because I want to say it was this month and not next month.
Oh God,
Where's it?
that quit that soon? Oh my, that does not sound good at all.
Yeah, I want to say it was originally supposed. Yeah, it was supposed to be out in 2 weeks, like October 22nd. That was the
Oh,
original.
that's
Yeah,
unacceptable.
yeah, that was when it was originally. I think it was October 22nd.
What did
Yeah,
they say?
original
The
release date
New
was
World?
October 22nd, but in September, EA announced that it was delayed on 1 month, citing COVID and everything like that. Which I'm all for. Um, I'm all for delays, man. Especially, uh, you gotta delay this bad boy. I need Battlefield to be
Yeah,
clean. I never play for the story, and the fact that there isn't a story, that that doesn't even help its case. Like it would be different if it had a story and it had some hiccups online. Like, hey, you guys need to fix the servers. If it was a server issue, or hey, we're having a matchmaking issue, stuff like that. But like literal weapons
stability.
yeah, stability, there you go, that's the solid word for it. I'm looking for the terms here, and that's a good one, stability. It just was not stable. You guys in the chat who've played, Anthony's been talking about it. Anybody else who ran it, please feel free to let me know what you guys experienced. Would you feel confident buying this game day one? Would you, and then I'm nervous because it's coming out so close to Black Friday. Is it not going to be on sale? Like, is this going to be full price all the way through Christmas? Because that's a problem. Like, I,
Is
I go
you
ahead,
wouldn't want a 76 where it's on sale after the first week.
bro. That's what's looking like it's going to happen. Honestly, if it launch, and this is no diss to Game Pass, but if this game launches and has a really bad launch, it wouldn't shock me if it ended up on Game Pass quick.
Oh, I never
Hustle.
would have thought. But yeah, hopefully it goes out a-okay because as you were saying with delays and stuff, it definitely needs a bit more work. We don't want another Fallout 76 or a
And that's honestly, that's probably the
Infinite.
best comparison, like in terms of like stability issues, problems that were had, just straight like function. Like I would say Fallout 76 is definitely a good, like, hey, this is probably what's gonna happen. COD free to play, Halo Infinite free to play, Battlefield in a world of trouble. Yes, and this is why I got a funny feeling. And Hustle can, I was listening to the Iron Lords earlier, and shout out to him. Y'all make sure to follow that man, support him, because Hustle is always out here hustling and motivating everybody, and he's always showing up. But real talk, um, they gonna have a hard time. Like it's gonna be hard for me to spend money, like knowing, hey, there's plenty of other games that I could play for no extra cost. Like I already paid for Game Pass Ultimate, so they got my money out of me that way. And then I'm getting ready to have Halo. I'm already playing New World. Shooter wise, I already have Call of Duty. Am I gonna get Vanguard? Probably not. Unless somebody gets it for me for Christmas or something, or like on Black Friday, it's like $15. I'm not, I'm not gonna do it. But like, see, and I didn't play Halo, the Infinite Flight because I after Halo, I've never been an online Halo person. Let's just jump there for a sec. Online multiplayer for Halo, I really didn't play it that much. It wasn't my thing. Um, and I don't know, but I will tell you what, it's gonna be hard for me not to play it because it's already in Game Pass at no extra cost. That's a huge part of the issue. So here it is, you got an incomplete game in Battlefield that is charging premium price, doesn't have a story if I'm not mistaken. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, and it's looking like it's about to launch broken. And then I've always, since they announced the whole customized game mode thing where everybody can create their own perfect match, I've always said, hey, this game is not gonna have a lot of legs. It's not gonna last long. And in my opinion, it's not gonna last long because the fan base is gonna be spread so thin throughout the customized games that it's gonna be hard to just run standard Conquest, standard Rush. Yeah, Battlefield's multiplayer only. Okay, thank you, Hustle. But yeah, dude, I'm a firm believer that they are gonna struggle if they don't, um, one, if they don't clean that damn game up, clean it up, man. God, God, clean it, and then they really need to get that Game Pass stimulus package, man. That'll guarantee a player base for sure. I mean, look what happened to Outriders. I would have returned Outriders so fast if I would have paid full price for it, just 100%. Even though I put days into that game, but I put days into it because it was easy to enjoy and look past its flaws because I didn't pay extra for it. Like it,
Got you.
and that's just being honest. Like, no, the game was fun, but it was not full price fun, not full AAA price fun. Now, if you would have charged me $30 for the game, oh yeah, it's no big deal. It would have made sense. But day one, $60, or depending on which console you're playing on, 70. Like, nah, I'm good. No, thank you. I'm good. Love,
Yeah.
enjoy. But Battlefield is gonna. I hope I'm wrong. Okay, let me say this. I hope I'm wrong about all of it. I hope Battlefield is like this is the greatest Battlefield ever, and we're gonna be playing this the same way people are still playing Battlefield 4. Like I've recently, within this year, put in a lot of time back into Battlefield 4. I want to say Dice brought up some more servers, and it wasn't all like custom servers anymore. And what is up with servers saying no rockets? I do not understand that. My one weapon against you being a freaking hawk in the sky, destroying me the whole match, is my rockets, and I cannot even use it. Like, what? But it's your servers, you paid for it, so it's your world, literally. So you got it. That's you. And I'm not hating on it. I'm just glad that they brought in some different I think they brought back some servers, but I don't know, man. I hope this game has legs, but it's not looking like it. And I think a delay would really clean it up. If okay guys, is there any major shooters coming out in February? Let's just, January, February. Let me see. Games releasing 2022. Do you play Battlefield?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I try. The last and only Battlefield I owned was 3,
Ah.
and that was I got off of a 3 for gold. It was
Ah.
enjoyable, but I didn't really get into it all that much.
Okay. So here's the thing. Battlefield, if it was perfect, it's in a screwed situation just off the rip, even with a perfect launch. because in the window it's launching, you're dealing with Halo, you're dealing with Call of Duty, and then let's say they kicked it back to January, February. January, it's kind of it's nothing going on shooter wise, and it would be able to thrive if it worked. But February, it's got to deal with Dying Light. It's got to deal with Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, and shooter wise, those are the games it would kind of have to deal with. It may do better around that time, but nah, it'd get washed by Destiny because I don't know. I don't know. Or
I
push
don't
that
know. I
bad
don't
boy
think
back. Push that bad boy back to March, man. I know that's stupid. I know that's saying a lot. That's asking a lot. But get it perfect, man. I need a good Battlefield. I love me some Battlefield, bro. I really do. Like I will play the hell out of Battlefield for multiple reasons. It's anything you want to do on a map, you can do it. If you want to fly jets, fly jets. If you want to snipe, you can snipe. If you want to run a gun, you can run a gun. If you want to be a medic, if you want to just cause mayhem for vehicles, you could do that. If you want to ride around in a tank and be a tank gunny all day, you could do that. If you just want to drive around in a Toyota Tacoma, it looks like you get to ride around and do that, or F-150, whatever the truck is. You could just really do it, and it feels good doing that. I like the strategy behind it. I like the big war aspect. Like I like the idea of you working hard to take a base, and then you finally get the base, and then all of a sudden, sector whatever is now down, and you got to rush across the map to get back over there, and the back and forth, the random sniping, um, taking positions, holding points, like it in just a big war fashion. Like everything's going good, and all of a sudden, helicopter flies by and drops bombs, or somebody brings in a tank, and it just the chaos of it, the war aspect of it in a video game is so dope. Like it's a dope experience, but it needs to be
oh
clean
yeah.
and it needs to work. Like I need if you're gonna have a big battle game, if you're gonna have 128 people out there, you need it to work.
Do they
And
still have destructible environments?
yeah, I'm gonna be honest about that. I don't know if maybe I wasn't doing it right, but it didn't feel as destructive as like Bad Company 2. Um, but it was destructive. I mean, I've seen people like blow holes in walls and make it easier to invade, but I don't know. I remember Battlefield Bad Company 2 having like the some of the best destructible environments. Um, I hadn't had a building crash down on me or anything like that. And oh yeah, Bad Company 2 is the GOAT. Like 100%. Like it just bro. Now, okay. So I harped on it for a good 20 something minutes, right? I'll
Hmm.
say let me get on the positives. Um
Shorter list.
Shorter list. It's a shorter list. Um I'm glad that they made they have like not heroes, but they have classes, and the classes are very customizable. Cause I missed that. I missed being able to have my sniper with C4. Being a sniper hiding out in the bush and a tank comes by and then you're able to chuck C4 at it and blow it up. Like, and then you know what? Actually, no. Let's go back to the negative. I lied.
Uh,
To to see,
just
yeah, to see what Battlefield 5 was in terms of destroying tank tracks. I don't know, just seeing how clean eventually Battlefield 5 was to then progress to this, and it's supposed to be in the modern times, and for it to feel old and out like janky. I don't know. It's not a good look. Like there's no way this game should be anything. It should be less than what Battlefield 5 is. And I feel like that's a fair statement. Like you can't come out like functionally worse and structurally worse than the thing before it.
no. Yeah, you could, but you get laughed at and
Yeah,
ridiculed.
it's not supposed to happen. Like I shouldn't want to like rather go play Battlefield 5.
No, 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 no. It's like the Star Wars sequel trilogy coming out after the prequels.
Ooh,
Zinger.
ooh, shots fired. Pow, pow. But the positives for Anthony are just the atmosphere. I just there were so many things that I like to do in Battlefield that felt off. Like I like to mark. I like to ruin people's experience. I like to ruin people's day while they're flying. They switched engines. I don't know for sure, but that would explain a lot. Did they come up with a new Frostbite engine? Um, New engine for
Or they just bought it, or their whatever Epic's engine is, because everybody does that these days.
oof. I Let me see. The engine, it's Frostbite. Uh, Let me see. What engine is the new Battlefield on? Frostbite game engine. I don't know. I'll look more into it so I can actually sound like I know what I'm talking about. But all I know is that did not look good. And it immediately made me like I'm glad I played this beta because now I have no drive to buy this game day one.
Man,
I got some cool headshots. I was sniping like crazy. The drone thing is weird. Everything just felt weird, man. The drone was weird. Like I felt like I should have been able to mark enemies on the map for my team or for my squad, and I felt like I couldn't. The marking was trash. I'm supposed to be speaking positives. The the whole aspect of being able to adjust your weapons on the fly was pretty cool. And then the each character having their own special ability, like you had a assault person who had a grappling hook type thing to where they would be in the map and you would just see them like launch it and grab onto something and zip line across, which was dope. Then you had a engineer like defense guy who would drop turrets. You had the scout, and the player I was using for most of the beta was you get this like sensor that alerts that either it's green when you're fine, and then it goes yellow or I forgot what color it goes when somebody's near, but when they get close, it goes red, and it kind of just lets you know
oh
like,
Lord,
hey, somebody's on you. It's not. I didn't feel like it was cheating because for one, most people really ain't paying attention to it. At least I wasn't like they should be or like I should have been. But it didn't feel game breaking. Um, and then a $60 multiplayer. This from Anthony. A $60 multiplayer only game played with microtransactions. I'm telling you, nothing feels right. Yeah, that part too. We know there's gonna be microtransactions. Like I haven't even gotten to that. Thank God they didn't have the store open during that, because I want to say there was a couple games in the past, not too long ago, that had the store open during like betas and whatnot. But I'll say this,
name and shame.
huh?
Name and shame.
No, I don't remember the name. I just know I remember seeing it.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, if I knew him, I would definitely. If I knew it off the top of my head, I would have said it. I forgot what game it was. You guys let me know in the chat. I don't want to. I don't want to slander nobody unnecessarily.
anything but
No accidental. No friendly fire. But I don't know, dude. It just. And then they had no spawn beacons. Unless that's gonna come out later. Did y'all see any spawn beacons? There wasn't no spawn beacons. Um, I don't know. How's the unlock system gonna work? Am I gonna be able to unlock a bunch of different attachments? Maybe I don't like the scope that was available. Am I gonna? I don't know. I just felt like there was so much that wasn't shown. Or it. What can we expect? 2 to 4 map? Yeah. I they better launch with a minimum of like 8 to 10 maps. I highly doubt we'll get that many. What I think we're gonna get, I think we're gonna get like maybe 4 or 5, and they're gonna do like night and day, storm and no storm. I think they're gonna do that type of stuff because the storm aspect was interesting. I got a feeling after a while it's gonna be an annoying parlor trick. I don't know if it's going to be like a game changing situation. Um, I don't know. I don't know, but I do know I'm not buying it day one. I can say that for a fact. No spawn beacons were in beta. The map was considered a medium sized map. Thank you, Boston Gamer. See, I'm glad somebody did their research. Um,
Hmm.
but that was considered a medium sized map, and I agree because I didn't feel the need to get into a vehicle at all. Like I felt confident running back and forth between points. I was able to find enough hills to snipe from and whatnot. Um, what? Okay, they. I'm glad there's gonna be spawn beacons. Whew, because that's a huge strategic part of the game. Like a lot of these things are very. It's a part of like battlefield. Like, hey, get over there, get behind enemy lines, lay low, put a spawn beacon, chill until the squad spawns on you, and then we're gonna get active. Take shots, move, don't stay in one spot for too long. Like, you can really have a strategic fun time with it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gives me like Planet Side vibes.
Yes, and
A
and
style of play.
and as you know, with Planet Side, no strategy guarantees a loss. I don't care how many kills you get.
Yeah, you can win the battle, but you will certainly lose the war.
Thinking spawn beacons will be a future specialist ability. Ooh, I don't know. Okay. Did you guys feel like there was enough customization with guns? I personally didn't, and maybe that's because I'm used to getting a lot for each gun, and I don't know, it just felt like less. I know it's a beta. Look, let me reel it back. I know it's a beta, right? I know this is not gonna be quote unquote the final build of the game. Um, I know this, or at least I'm hoping that's the case. But damn, you showed this off with pride. Like, you was bragging about this. You was like, hey, get out there and play. It was different. It was jarring. It was not expected, and I was bothered at the fact that I didn't have any, at least for me, because once again, I could have been completely wrong about everything I was doing. I didn't see any assist like, hey, if you want to change the scope on your gun, press this. Hey, to adjust your weapons and add attachments, press this. Hey, read this tutorial. Hey, I didn't see none of that. I felt like they just dropped me into the game. Now, could I be wrong and could I have skipped and pressed A bunch of times? Sure. I I will say that is a strong possibility that I was just tapping buttons just to get into the game and skipped everything. That is very 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 possible. But I don't remember being annoyed by anything popping up. There will be 7 maps at launch. Okay. That's one shy of what I wanted, and but knowing what they're gonna do, it's gonna be 7 maps, night, day, storm, no storm. Like at least that's how it was in the past. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh
Boston
gosh,
guys in the chat, are you guys folks in the chat? Are y'all picking it up day one? Like, is this something you guys already have pre-ordered? Or you guys were, if you had it pre-ordered, or you're removing your pre-order? Like, what do you guys think? And then also, let me know if you guys believe it should be delayed. Now, Johnny, after hearing me rant for 30 some odd minutes, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking I gotta go out and pre-order because, as you know very well, I pre-ordered New World and I felt burned with that, so I can't go 2 for 0, right?
Oh, Jesus.
But
Uh,
yeah, um, it doesn't sound good. Uh, this just really makes me think about New World a lot because um, as I think you'll remember me saying this on the show, the episode we talked about New World. The game is set, well, not now, but it was set to come out in about 2 weeks.
yeah.
Uh, and as I was saying with New World, if this is what we're going to be expecting in that time, how is this even close to ready? Um, but delays are basically it's not even like a recommendation. It's basically, from what I'm hearing, like a necessity.
And you and
So I'm
just to,
glad.
and just for context, folks, I'm sorry to cut you off, Johnny. I was heavy in the New World beta. I had issues in the New World beta, but it wasn't enough issues to make me want to not play the game or not buy the game day one. I don't want to buy Battlefield, especially not
Yeah.
at full price. I pre
No.
ordered New World after the last beta.
Mhm.
So I had bought it and already was ready to go. I'm not pre ordering nor even thinking about buying Battlefield day one.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I would almost need another beta to be real with you. I would need another beta at least a week and a half because they got time. There's more than enough time to do a beta a week and a half, 2 weeks out, a week before. They could do another beta.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they should, since
They
it
should.
would alleviate the fears. But like,
Yeah, because this I got a bad taste in my mouth with this one.
yeah, absolutely. So, which makes me just think again, if how how can these betas be so bad as of late, and then everybody expecting that to be okay?
It's
I
weird,
don't
man.
understand it.
It's
I,
so weird.
I just think it's an industry problem as a whole. It's just these companies are getting lazier and lazier. It's like a cash cow kind of thing. It's like, they take us for granted. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really care about our concerns. They just want to make their dough and buy their yachts. So, if they have to put in a little bit more work because the peasant class is getting uppity, then they'll begrudgingly delay, but I bet you they're not happy to do it.
This is the big issue, and we've had this talk plenty of times on multiple platforms, and there's plenty of people in here who've podcasted, hustle. There's a bunch of people, and we'll tell you, gamers are hypocrites because we're hypocritical in a lot of different ways, especially when it comes to buying games, right? Um,
Hmm.
we we buy we'll buy games over and over regardless of where it's at. Call of Duty, all the issues they had, all the different problems, all the different allegations, all the different turmoil that they were dealing with, it did not stop the masses from pre-ordering that game. Right?
Hmm. Nope.
But that also points to another issue where we're a part of a very small minority of people in terms of paying attention to this aspect of the gaming industry. Now, does that mean it shouldn't have matter? No, but I'm just saying that we are very small. It is not that many folks. Like so and so's mom doesn't know anything about what happened at Activision, and all they know is their kid wants Call of Duty for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
That's all they know. They're gonna
Yeah,
walk
they're
into
not.
Walmart, GameStop, wherever, Best Buy. They're gonna walk in and they're gonna say, "What's the new Call of Duty? That's what my kid wants."
What's this Vanguard?
Yeah, is this the new Call of Duty? Is this the newest one? Does it? I can hear the questions now. Does it? Because I used to work at GameStop. Does this have the game mode? Whatever, whatever, whatever. Is this the one they play online? Oh, okay, I'll take this. What's the return
This one has
policy?
zombies.
Yeah, yeah. Like my kid always talks about zombies. Is this one has zombies? Like, yeah. These are the questions that are asked. Not, hey, what is their work? What is their work culture? Did they crunch before release? Did how many times was this delayed? Like, should this have been delayed again? Like, these aren't the questions that the average consumer asks. Um, no, and even though a lot of us ask it, doesn't stop a lot of us from buying it. But
Yeah, forget so and so's mom asking these questions, even though she's got it going on. Um,
Stooge.
even even informed uh in quotations
Consumers.
people, yeah, even they'll ignore those to buy the game because in some in some cases fanboyism, but in other cases they just don't care.
True. Now, back to the point. I think Battlefield needs to be delayed because period. Like I know we're getting in the final minutes. Battlefield really needs to get delayed because it just did not feel right. It had way too many technical issues. I'm not used to Battlefield having major like popping issues, like planes freaking twerking in the sky. Marking not being able to work all the time. Like it I'm I didn't even know who was party leader if I was squad leader. I didn't even know if there was squad leaders. It felt like there was a lot of things missing. Like at the end of matches, I felt like there wasn't a top squad. I felt like there wasn't, hey, best shooter, best this, best that, number one headshots, most revives. Like I felt like it didn't really break any of that down, not neatly and not in a quick and easy visible way. Because once again, I could have missed it all button mashing. I didn't see it. And these are all, you know what the end game looked like, Johnny? It reminded me of the end of a match for Rogue Company. How it
Oh
had
no.
like the bar at the bottom, and then it had like the little boxes, and it kind of shows you what happened. Like would you like it? I don't know. And then I like the feeling of unlocking stuff. I felt like I didn't get the slot machine like noise. I didn't get the fanfare for unlocking a new gun or getting access to something. I don't know. I didn't get. I feel like I didn't get the fanfare to. It's silly, but not really. Not to me.
I don't know, man. I think it's just the sense that, they're getting lazy. That's all it is.
Yeah, it did. Or they're doubling down on the wrong stuff, man. They're. I really think the customized game mode is going to be the. Once again, I hope I'm wrong, but I got a funny feeling this customizable game stuff is going to be the end of this game. I think it's going to
Was
drag it through the dirt.
Maybe so. Wasn't it DICE in one of the other Battlefields that came out, like that straight up told players don't buy their game or something if they didn't like some decision they made?
I don't remember who did that, but I do remember that scenario and like the game immediately tanked. Was it Battlefield? Was it
I,
Battlefield
c- I,
1? Was it
I know it
Battlefield
was tied
1?
to a Battlefield, but I think maybe they just need to maybe their just whole strategy is a bit off.
Oh, it was Battlefield 5. If you don't like women in Battlefield 5, then don't buy it. And that's a whole nother argument in itself. Oh, if you don't like it, don't buy it. And it just turned into a real bad like that's one of the number one things you really don't do, even though they're right. Like, hey, don't we don't want you in the game if you got an issue with simply a woman being on the cover. Like that's understandable. But to issue like some formal challenge to the internet is usually not the wisest decision.
Yeah,
Like the internet will go out of its way to be as scummy as possible. Oftentimes is the case. Like you hear about people doing wild stuff. Like I don't feel like going down that road. Not with a few minutes left. But yeah, it did take
yeah.
Battlefield 5 a while for me to. It took a while for me to get into Battlefield 5. Like I don't remember playing it very heavy day one. I remember taking a bit, like taking breaks from it and coming back and forth. I remember playing it with Kiddo. Did we run it together?
I don't own any of the
Yeah,
Battlefield.
I think it was me, Kiddo. I forgot who else I used to play it with, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But they need to go ahead and get that Game Pass stimulus package. They need to delay it. Um, they have to. They, I really believe so. Like launch it around Christmas. I don't know.
Oh
But then
gosh.
again, they may fix it. But okay, let's talk. Let's do something. Let's recommend something that's more likely to happen. They need to do another beta. They need to have another open beta a week and a half minimum or maximum before launch. I need that. Make people confident in their purchases. Give people like a real taste of what they're about to get.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And no old build bullcrap. Like no, give it the current build. Give the one that's gonna launch. Like go ahead and run that. That's what they need to do. That's my final thoughts. Johnny, you got anything?
Um, Amongst many of the thoughts that, run through my mind, I will leave the noble audience with this. Uh, Maybe, this may be a bit conspiratorial. Maybe we need to see one of these big AAA developers go under, full on,
Ooh,
God of the Wind, just to make all these other folks wake up and, understand that they're not, too big to fail.
ooh wee. You a scary man. But no, like no. But let's be honest here. That's am I wishing this on a company? No. People feeding their families. You know what I mean? Like I'm not wishing ill will on somebody or somebody's company. But I mean, you seen what voicing their opinion and going off did for the Sonic movie. They completely redesigned Sonic.
They
Um,
did.
they, we've seen people actively complaining and making themselves heard how it affects different industries, and I think we've seen it a few times with the gaming industry as well. Um,
Maybe so.
I don't know, man. It they can't mess up on a modern battlefield. Like not this bad. It just felt bad. Like ugh.
No matter how bad it gets, there'll always be a new one right around the corner.
Oh yeah, they're probably already working on the next battlefield now.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
allegedly, that's just me speaking. That's my opinion.
new Battlefield, new us.
Oh god. Hey, what if the game launches so bad they just like rename it? Like like they do a soft
They
reset type thing.
they would have to do like a whole like new game. Like they'd have to add a campaign, being like the who are the bad guys?
I don't know. I think you're either Russian or American, so depending on perspective is
Okay, sure.
yeah.
The the Russians hacked our servers, and now, this is the campaign. This isn't like a actual statement, but it's like the Russians are hacking our network. Our simulations are down. You know, it's just like the game
Oh
was so
god.
bad, right? That they're having to do this in-universe explanation.
Like this wasn't the real situation. Now you're in the real world. You're all unplugged and it becomes the Matrix. And on that
Yeah,
note, guys, it's been real. Um, I'm Baron J67.
and I am Johnny.
Here at Level One, we have plenty of shows to entertain you with. We have Monday, 15 Minutes of Fame. Tuesday, Ready Play Movies. Wednesday is Double XP, our flagship show. Blah blah blah. Thursday is Take Two. Friday is Peep Game. Saturday is Ready Press Play, and Sunday is back here with us again, Star-Crossed Gamers. Now, guys, please, please, please share this out. Please, please, please subscribe. And I know a lot of people often argue against it, but vote with your wallet. If you're having fun with Battlefield, buy it. If you're not, please don't buy it. And y'all have a good week, man. Drink coffee, get a lot of sleep, have fun. Much love.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Take care.